scenario 2 question, we've treated scenario 1 in which we paid the vendor and we expect the vendor could not deliver the job, and we expect the vendor to refund us all the full amount of money. But in this scenario 2, we are owing the vendor 152,000. We made a payment of 160,000 and we expect the vendor to refund 8,000, which the vendor has done. So how do we now process the payment and refund the Sage 50 accounting? So let's go there. So the first thing you need to do here is to go to task. Remember, we are owing the vendor. Let's confirm the amount we are owing the vendor. You go to report and form, account payable, go to vendor ledger. You can see, let me go to option and separate the vendors from the others. ABC Limited. Now we are owing ABC Limited 152,000 now, and we now made a payment. We now made a payment of 160,000, so we've overpaid. So we contacted the vendor and that we've overpaid by 8,000, and the vendor has refunded us. So how do we now process it in Sage 50 accounts? And that's what we do here. So now that we've checked how much we are owing the vendor, which is 152,000, and we paid 160,000. The vendor has refunded us 8,000. Let's now process both the payment and the refund. So the first thing you need to do is to make the payment first. The payment of 160,000, all the payments. Go to your task, payments, select this vendor, which is ABC Limited. Once you click ABC Limited, it's dark. This thing will come out because we are applying this payment to invoice. That's why it's coming out. So payment to invoice 78655 and excess, because we need excess. Everything will be done together, which is 160,000. So payment was received in Access Bank. Our payment was paid through Access Bank. So after everything, you've checked and everything is correct, you click save. So when you click save, go to your report and check again. The money really enter. You can see this is ABC Limited. This was the invoice that we made. Okay, I think we need to change. Let me change the date. Let me change the date to on the 15th. You can see, yes, you can see now the invoice must come before the payments. So this was the period we made the payment. This is 152, the invoice, and this is the payment that we made. So you can see now that the customer is owing us, the vendor is owing us 8,000 naira, and we have asked the vendor to do a refund back to the company. So now that the vendor has done that refund, let's now process it. Go back to the dashboard again. Go to refund, go to task. Now we are receiving the payment now. You can see here now. Go to receipt. Now change this customer ID to vendor. Customer ID to vendor ID. Select ABC Limited. You can see now, select ABC Limited. Refund by ABC Limited. Funded was 8,000 naira. Just on the same Access Bank. Funded us on the 19th. If everything is correct, you can see the recipient is the sender is ABC Limited. You understand? And the date is fine. The account that is receiving the amount, and this is the ledger, the account payable ledger, which is fine. So if everything is done, you click save. Your reference number, enter your reference number. I'll use the number for this. Save. So now let's go back to our report and form and check whether what we've done is fine or not. What I expect before I open this report and form, I expect this account to be zero. I expect this account to have been closed out. Okay, let's go to report and form. Vendor ledger. So I want to see only ABC Limited. I don't want to see all this. Go to option, vendor ID, ABC Limited, and I'm okay it. You can see this was the period we invoiced for the vendor. We invoiced the vendor and we made a payment of 160,000. We overpaid them. The payment was supposed to be 152. We paid 160,000. And we contacted the vendor to do a refund back to, and they did it. So our account is zero. It is settled. They are not owing us and we are not owing them. So go over this lecture again. It's very simple and clear. Thank you and see you in the next class.